threat landscape today. It really is scary out there. I, I try not to be dramatic. I don't need to like sell through fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They call it FUD, right? In the biz, because it's just crazy. The average cost of a data breach for everybody, $4.24 million. Okay, that everybody doesn't look like my everybody. Like my people are really the small to mid-sized business people. Average ransomware demand for small to mid-sized business in 2021, so as of the data we have to date, was $54,000. That went up. Last time I gave the statistic, it was like $42,000. Um, Still, that's someone's salary. It's increasing. And I don't know of any small to mid-sized business that is comfortable just sitting on $54,000 just in case they get ransomware. That's the risk, right? That's the problem that you need to solve. And what we're going to do is make sure that you've got a plan in place to not incur a $54,000 hit. The types of exploits that we are seeing. This is really interesting to me. Everyone went home, and marketing people everywhere for cybersecurity companies started saying, everyone's getting ransomware, right? Like threats are going through the roof, like everyone's getting hacked. And we saw some activity that did monopolize on COVID right away, when everyone went work from home in 2020. Few things like trying to like offer vaccines for sale and stuff like that. It was crazy. But what we saw more of about 6 months after, so it took a while for the hackers to get geared up. They were figuring out COVID too, right? So about 6 months after that happened, what we saw was an increase in VPN exploits. So a VPN is a virtual private network. It is a secure way for your business to remote in to your network and work from anywhere, right? So VPN use did increase notably, and so did exploits of that technology. So we started to see all of the name brands. I'm not brand shaming anyone that you see here. Uh, all of them, all the big guys, got targeted. Exploits were found in their code and were exploited. We also saw some really interesting ransomware activity, like just going through the roof. We're seeing still like Conti, so oldie but a goodie. We're seeing lots of Conti attacks right now, lots of lemon duck attacks. We're seeing all kinds of ransomware. If you're not familiar with that term, I've used it a lot today, so I'm sorry for not defining it already. Ransomware is, of course, when a bad actor gets onto your computer, encrypts your machine, and offers to sell you access to your data back. That's bad. But over the past year, what we have seen is a double extortion. And now, when a bad actor gets onto your environment and encrypts your data, they don't just encrypt it, they actually export it off site because they know you probably have backup disaster recovery plan in place. You can afford to have your data encrypted now because you've got 10 copies of it. It's just which one you want to pick to reinstate. So what they do now is they actually just say, fine, I don't care. Restore your data. Probably be easier to pay me the ransom, but you can rebuild. That's fine. I'm just going to make my money by calling all of your customers and telling them that I'm going to release their data one by one if you don't pay me. Right. So that's a level of extortion, taking the information that they stole from you and using it as blackmail, either by going after your brand and your reputation with your customers or your customers. There was actually a incident in the I believe it was Ukraine, but I'm not certain. But basically a mental health care provider, an online mental health care provider, was attacked. Their data was all stolen and encrypted, and they were like, no, we're not going to pay the ransom. We've got backups. We're fine. The bad actors began contacting the patients and threatening to release video transcripts, written transcripts of the notes from their care providers about the private moments that were shared with them. That is heartbreaking that these people who were trying to get help to get their lives sorted out were exploited in that manner. So we have to be very, very aware that our data is not just something we need to preserve for ourselves, but we need to preserve it for our end customers. So when we start talking about compliance, that higher level of requirement and security and trust is the result of that higher level of the importance of the data you have, be it medical or financial or credit card data, right? Once you have that higher value information, you need to be held to a higher standard to protect it.